Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. So, a very good evening, everyone. I'm Moktik Joshi. Welcome you to today's wonderful session on e-mobility in India by Mr. Azhar Ahmed. He's a co-founder of various institutions on innovative and educational organizations like Skillshare EduTech, EV for India, EV for Africa, Social Feathers, International Council for Skill, Innovation, Employability and Entrepreneurship. He's also an active advisor at IFER India, Arki Motors and Spartian Technologies. He has been called as a guest speaker at various renowned institutions like BITS Pilani, VIT Vellore, and Chandigarh University. There's a lot more experiences and achievements to be added to this list. We are very delighted and honored to have you here with us, sir. The session is yours.
Thank you, sir, for being with us. Now you can start with your session.
Thank you, Atul, and thank you all for your kind introduction. I hope everyone is doing very well and safe. And first of all, I would like to thank Chandigarh University and IEEE branch of Chandigarh University and Photonic Society in order to give us this opportunity to be here and be a part of this interaction, where we are actually going to explore about e-mobility in India. What are the opportunities are there for our Indian youth, and how a particular person can contribute to the ecosystem development. Before we proceed further, I just want to confirm that my voice is audible to all, and let me share my screen as well just to check whether you're able to see my screen or not. Yeah. I wish my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
And what about my voice? It's clear, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right.
Who is this?
Participants, we
Do not
we
anything.
cooperate and coordinate, right? Thank you for your patience. Yeah. So first of all, myself, Ashar Ahmed.
Sir, just a minute. Paras, sir, do not do such things, as we have the participant list, and we will not we are not going to tolerate such bad words. Okay. Paras.
Who is this?
Yeah,
Kindly note their name and kick out from meeting.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, sir. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem, no problem. All right. So yeah. So presently, I'm contributing as a director for skill development at Skillshark EduTech. The Skillshark EduTech is an edutech platform fostering skills, innovation, employability, and entrepreneurship. We have a vision to create, a platform where we will be able to contribute to the overall ecosystem development. Let me reshare the screen again so that this will not be visible. This, yeah.
Yes, sir. We are really sorry for this.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So yeah, as mentioned by Pratik and team, I'm contributing to multiple EV platforms, edutech platforms, skill development platforms, as well as renewable energy startups. So yeah, the participants can feel free to connect with me. I have shared my LinkedIn profile as well here. Yeah. So with this, interaction, or with this session, we are, the reason why we are hosting this interaction session, or why, you all are here, is in order to, brainstorm, in order to, make you understand about the future perspective of e-mobility that is very heavily connected to our transportation system, and to make you think out of the box, right? To make you think out of the box. You see, there are so many courses, I can say, so many subjects that you are studying during the course of your engineering. During the 4 years of engineering, we have so many subjects, right? Right from the first semester to all the 8 semesters that we have. So there will be series of subjects that will be there. Again, why, we need such kind of short interactions or webinars or information sessions or knowledge sharing sessions, right? So there is there is a need of it, and the key need is to make you think out of the box. So let me give you a quick example. Let me give you a quick example with respect to, what is this out of the box thinking, or, why we need to have this thing in today's time. So I hope all of us are aware about distance. Yes, a quantity
Yes.
called distance that we have studied in physics or even during our school time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So let's suppose we have distance, and if I take the derivative of distance, right, what quantity I will be getting? If I take distance and if I take the derivative of distance, or if I divide the distance by time, what quantity we will be able to get?
Speed.
Speed. Now, if I take the derivative of speed, if I divide speed by time, what quantity we will be getting?
Acceleration.
Acceleration. Now, again, if I divide acceleration by time, what quantity I will be getting? That is where we need to think out of the box. You see, there are so many things in and around us with respect to science, technology, engineering, and all, right? When we see iPhone 5, we always look for what are the features going to come in iPhone 6. When we see, a first version, we always look for what is the next version going to come. Likewise, our faculties, our professors, our school teachers, they have taught us till acceleration, right? Distance, speed, acceleration. We should have that enthusiasm, or we should have that zeal in us. What is next after acceleration, right? That is where we should think out of the box. And we suggest, don't think out of the box, think there is no box, think there is no limitation, and try to contribute whatever best possible from your end with respect to the future technologies. So when we talk about future technologies, there are so many things happening in and around us. I hope you might have heard about Industry 4.0 and all. So there are so many trending technologies going to come that are going to have a very positive impact in the way we travel, the way we work, the way we behave, and multiple other things. So in that way, we have to be conscious. We have to be conscious about what are the key technologies, right? For example, mechatronics engineering. For example, e-mobility or renewable energy. So these are the key technologies that are going to have a very significant impact in our lives, right? So that is where we wish to bridge the skill gap between the modern day learners and the workforce that is required for the future. So we are working on multiple models of skill development, center of excellence, and multiple other things with both with the engineering institutions as well as schools. So as I told, our prime focus has been on electric vehicles, renewable energy, and mechatronics engineering. And we believe that this transition is going to happen through these three technologies, and it is going to help us in order to position ourselves, in order to equip ourselves for the future that is going to come. So now let's begin our discussion without any further delay. So with respect to today's topic of e-mobility in India, first, let's try to understand, right, what is this e-mobility? So e-mobility is concerned with the term mobility, and mobility is with respect to our movement. When we move from one point to another point, we have Pratik. So Pratik, I think Pratik, your native place is which is your native place, Pratik?
Yes, yes. I am from Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh.
Okay, you're from Madhya Pradesh. So
Yes, yes.
suppose if he's planning to travel from Bhopal to Gwalior, right? So in that case, he has to travel a particular distance, right? If he is if he prefers to walk, it will take huge time, right? So he will not prefer that because he's having so many works to do. He's having his academics, extracurricular. He is heading this society, multiple things he is having in his hand. So he will not prefer by walk. So other option is he can use a bicycle, right? Or else he can use a bike or a rickshaw or a car. Like that, there are different products that we have with respect to our movement, right? So this movement or mobility is connected or is concerned with the transportation, the way we transport, the way we move people, the way we move goods, the way we move animals, vegetables, whatever things are there, right? So the movement is connected with the transportation. So this transportation system This transportation system is again connected to the automotive industry or automobile sector or automobile domain, we can say. So let's try to understand what is the position of Indian automotive industry. When we say about Indian automotive industry is the fourth largest in the world. Can you imagine? Fourth largest in the world, having annual turnover of around $100 billion, and it is actually employing around 32 million people. Can you imagine the figure? 32 million people it is actually employing. And with respect to the different products of our Indian automotive industry, we have two-wheelers, we have tractors, we have commercial vehicles, right? These are the key products of our Indian automotive industry or Indian automobile market. And we are able to have a very significant contribution from automotive industry or automobile industry towards the GDP, towards the development of our country, right? That is where we actually need to understand that automotive industry, automotive sector is going to have a very bright future. Believe me, not only mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, mechatronics, ECE, computer science, everyone will be able to contribute for the future of automotive industry. Anyone would like to comment here? Like, are we going to stop with electric vehicles, or there are so many other things coming up in this electric vehicles or automotive industry? Any idea about what will be the further
I
thing?
think, sir, I think it will go beyond the electronic vehicle. I think it can be working on the several gases or chemical components as well, which can help to save energy.
Okay, have you heard about CASE case?
No, sir.
You might have read about autonomous vehicles. Have you heard about autonomous vehicles?
Yes, sir.
When we talk about autonomous vehicle or something like that, so there is a transition. Let me tell you in detail. There is something called CASE, that stands for Connected Autonomous Shared Electric Mobility. Connected Autonomous Shared Electric Mobility. That is the future of mobility. That is the future of mobility. And the contribution will be required from the participants and from engineers, from mechanics, from technicians, from research scholars, from all the people connected with the ecosystem, right, in this domain. So that is where we are trying to realize that what is this e-mobility and how it is going to equip us or help us in order to contribute for the future of mobility. So let's have a look here with respect to this what is this, what we say, transportation industry, right? I hope my voice is audible to all without any disturbance.
Oh, sir, it's
Yes,
perfectly
sir,
audible.
it's all.
Pardon. Okay. So yeah, so here we have transportation industry that we are going to explore now. So transportation, as I told, it might be for people, it might be for animals, it might be for goods, it might be for multiple other things. Freight, it might be for the other things that comes into that category, right? So let's suppose if I want to transport anything, right? Let's suppose we want to move from India to UAE, right? If I want to travel from India to UAE, so in that case, right, there can be the different modes of transportation. We need to understand the different modes of transportation. So when we talk about different modes of transportation, any guess or any input from participants, and what are the different modes of transportation? Yes.
Yes, yes, by different using by different functions like by air, by butter or by road, we can travel one place to another place.
Right. So there are different modes like airways, railways, roadways, waterways, cableways. Like that, there are different modes. Uh, pipeline spaceways. We might, many of you might have seen or might not have seen, but every one of us is familiar with airways, railways, roadways, and waterways. Right. So using these different modes of transportation, we can actually move from one place to another place. Now let's try to have a look at this perspective. Let's suppose I want to move as we discussed earlier with respect to Pratik, from Gwalior to Bhopal or from Bhopal to Gwalior, wherever it is. So in that case, if he is preferring to travel by, roadways, so in that case, you know, if he is having a bike or car.
Yes, sir, you are not audible.
Hello?
Hello. Ashar, Ashar, you are not audible right now.
Yes, Pratik, am I audible?
Yes, yes, now audible. Okay.
Can you allow mic for my other account as well? There is some technical glitch.
Okay, okay. Sir, what do you want? Hello, you are not audible.
Sir, I have given the access.
Yes. Am I audible now? Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
All right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. So here we were discussing with respect to the yeah. So let's suppose if Pratik is planning to travel from Gwalior to Bhopal, right? In that case, if he's using roadways, right? So he can have a bike or a car he can use. So in that case, the thing that is required for him is not only the vehicle alone. It's not only the vehicle alone. So when we talk about transportation system, there are different elements that must be present in our transportation system. What are these elements? These are infrastructure, vehicles, operation, and policies. So for whatever mode of transportation you take, whether it is airway, railway, roadway, whatever is the mode of transportation, you will be needing infrastructure, you will be needing vehicles, you will be needing operation, and you will be needing policies, right? So if you have infrastructure, vehicles, operation, policy, you can use, or your transportation system can function for passenger transport or medical services like ambulances, something like that, or freight services or logistic, or you see all the functions that happens. And if we have all these things in place, we will be able to have a positive impact on economy, positive impact on planning, and positive impact on our environment, right? Otherwise, if we don't have a proper infrastructure and the policies and operation of things, it might lead to a bad impact on the environment, right? So now the things that we discuss, as of now, just try to realize with respect to electric transportation system. So in electric transportation system, we need to have infrastructure, we need to have vehicles, we need to have operation, and we need to have policies. That is where our e-mobility will be a dream come true, right? So when we talk about vehicles, there will be different classification of automobiles or the vehicles that we see in and around us, right? Depending on the use, for example, for what purpose I'm using, am I using it for my personal commute or for what do you say, passenger commute, or it might be for ambulance, medical services, or freight services, logistic, last mile delivery. There are several options based on what application or use I'm doing to do that with that vehicle. The second thing comes is the capacity. The capacity will be in terms of both the passenger capacity as well as the load capacity, right? When we have passenger, it will be not only the passenger capacity, it will be load capacity as well. For example, 2 passenger, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever it is, and load 1 ton, 500 kg, whatever it is, right? Then make and model. So the third category of classification of automobiles is make and model. Who is the manufacturer and what is the model of the vehicle? Many people, they only remember the make and they don't know about the model. Many people, they know about model, but they don't know about the make, like who is the manufacturer and all, right? So you might have seen Swift Desire, right? Swift is a different model, Swift Desire is another model. Like these are two different models, right? Am I right, Atul?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir. You are right.
Yeah. So like that, there are things many are not aware about, right? So it's our responsibility to explore about the things that we use, right? I will give you so some good examples as well in coming slides, right? So now, what are the potential for electric vehicles in India? You see, there are several reasons why we are adopting electric vehicles, right? Can you tell some of the reasons why we are adopting electric vehicles, participants?
Recent one is Tesla, like, and
Okay.
then one is Praveen from India.
Okay.
Atul, he is asking about why we adopting the electric vehicles.
Like,
I'm asking the
okay.
reasons for why we are adopting
One of the
electric
major thing
vehicles.
is fuel saving.
Fuel saving. Okay.
Mm.
Any other
Then
participant?
other can
They can
be
comment in the chat box as well.
for decreasing the pollution level.
Yes. All right. So let me tell you, there are several reasons are there with respect to why we should adopt, or why there is a need of electric mobility, or why we need to go for alternative modes than the gasoline based vehicles, right? So many of us are aware about the pollution, right? Pollution is one cause. So pollution is happening because of the tailpipe emissions of these vehicles, right? So pollution is one issue, and this pollution is actually causing what is that climate change issues, right? Greenhouse gases effect and all those things, right? Apart from that, the fossil fuel is also degrading. The petrol, diesel, that the fossil fuel is also degrading, and the cost of this fuel is nowadays, we have seen it is increasing, right? So these are the few reasons why we are adopting, why we are looking for alternative than this what you say, gasoline based vehicles or ICE vehicles, right? ICE is internal combustion engine vehicle, ICE vehicles, right? So that is where we are looking at a different perspective in order to go for electric vehicles. Now, when we say about electric vehicles, let's try to understand what are the potential is there in terms of electrification or in terms of adoption of electric vehicle. When I say electric vehicle, right, everyone in every domain, they can start adopting electric vehicle, but there will be some key need, or there will be some key requirement, and if we adopt in these places, there will be a very positive fast impact we can see. So these are the areas, for example, micro electromobility. So micro electromobility in terms of electric scooter, electric bicycles, the small scooter I'm talking about. Scooters you might have seen during few movies also. That I'm not able to recall the name, but I think Hrithik Roshan was there in that Jadoo movie or something. He used to use the scooters like that. Electric scooters are there. So electric scooters are there. So micro electromobility product. So in micro electromobility, electric vehicles can be adopted in terms of two-wheelers, scooters or bikes for personal commute. If Atul wants to move from college to home to college, he can use a two-wheeler, right? His electric bike, right? Like Revolt or whatever he is comfortable with, right? Then two-wheelers can be used for delivery purpose also. You see, there are so many delivery startups and things that are happening in and around us with respect to, you see, Zomato, Swiggy, and multiple Dunzo, multiple others are there in the league. So in that, you see, if all of them starts using electric vehicles, specifically the electric scooter, electric bike, whatever it is, we'll be able to have we'll be able to save the fuel, we'll be able to reduce the pollution as well, right? And another area is where three-wheelers. So three-wheelers we see in and around us, people they use rickshaw, right? Everywhere they use rickshaw. In Delhi and all, you might have seen, in Punjab also, in Chandigarh also, you might have seen not electric rickshaw, you might have seen or you might not have, but rickshaw we have seen, all of us we have seen rickshaw. So if we electrify that rickshaw, we will be able to reduce pollution, and we'll be able to save what you say, the carbon emissions and other things as well. Then three-wheelers can be used for logistic part also. Electric three-wheelers can be used for logistic part, for delivering of these goods or whatever things, and logistic and last mile delivery can also be explored using the four-wheeler. So these are the potential areas where electric vehicles can contribute. Now, what are the challenges for electric vehicles in India? Right? Everyone is happy that okay, we will adopt these vehicles, and we will adopt electric two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler. हम लोग इन चीजों को adopt कर लेंगे. But what are the challenges are there? Right? Because when we see something, okay, when we look at okay, we'll adopt this or we'll electrify in terms of there is no electric vehicle ecosystem presently, right? What is EV ecosystem? Anyone would like to comment here with respect to what is EV ecosystem? Yes. Any guess? Any idea?
Electric vehicle ecosystem.
Yes, electric vehicle ecosystem. In that, what the actually like ecosystem is.
Yes, participant, you can unmute yourself while hand typing. So we can. Oh, not audible. Atul, I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay.
I'm audible to all, right?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Sir, your voice was bit lagging in between.
Okay, it's lagging. It might be because of internet connectivity or something. But just let me know if my voice is breaking or something like that. Just let me know. I wish that my voice is audible to all. Everyone is able
Yes,
to hear me
now
what
it's
I'm trying to
perfect.
communicate.
Now it's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we talk about ecosystem, right? Try to understand. आप इस चीज को समझने की कोशिश करें. Okay, when we talk about electric vehicle ecosystem, it is not only about electric vehicles or charging infrastructure. It is the complete ecosystem, right from the energy generation, energy management, charging infrastructure, home charging, commercial charging, powertrain production, battery production, motor production, controller manufacturing, battery recycling, skilled workforce, finance companies for electric vehicles, insurance companies for electric vehicles, all franchise models, all these things together contributes to the electric vehicle ecosystem. So presently everyone is trying to focus much on either electric vehicles or the charging infrastructure. But if we really contribute in terms of building entire ecosystem, then there is a possibility that we will be able to adopt electric vehicles very quickly, right? Very quickly, right? Then the second thing is there are limited renewable energy resources. We are not harnessing or we are not using renewable energy resources to the full extent, right? And the charging infrastructure is presently under development. There are no charging infrastructure is not available at every place. Plus we don't have facilities for manufacturing the cells. I'm not talking about battery, I'm talking about cell, right? A particular cell, lithium ion cell or NMC cell, whatever cell we use in batteries, we don't have manufacturing production facilities for those particular cells. It is under development presently. Then the very important point, fifth point, lack of understanding, awareness about electric vehicle in people. That is where I would like to congratulate Pratik, Chandigarh University and this platform for taking this key initiative in order to create the awareness about the electric vehicle technology and the opportunities that are there for the upcoming generation, for the youth, for the coming time, and for coming folds, right? So yeah, so there is no understanding, you see. At least people should have understanding. Okay, in electric vehicle, battery, motor, controller, charger will be there, there will be DC-DC converter. Okay, so there will be a battery that will be of this much voltage, or we need to charge this battery using a charger, so it has to be a whether it has to be a single phase, three phase supply, whatever it is. So like that, understanding and awareness must be there to all the people, not only to me, not only to Joshi, not only to Atul, not only to few student. It actually, awareness is required for all the people connected with the transportation system, right from the students, engineers, faculties, research scholars, technicians, mechanics, business developer, business owners, passengers, drivers, all the people, right? And yeah, and the pain point is we don't have a skilled workforce. I'm telling now also, there are several opportunities in industry daily, because we are connected with multiple industries, multiple startup, multiple companies. We get so many requirements saying that if you have trained participants who are skilled enough, just recommend them, recommend us about them or send their profile. We would be happy to immediately offer them a position. But we are it's very difficult to have the skilled workforce. That is where we need skill development. That is where we need this kind of practical exposure. But this also, skills also should be affordable and accessible. It should not happen okay, we have to pay a lot, or we have to struggle a lot in order to understand, or in order to adopt some skills, right? So let's move to the further thing. So as we see, these are the challenges and what countries are doing. Other countries, they are focusing on renewable energy, they're focusing on solar energy, multiple other forms. They are focusing on building charging infrastructure, they are focusing on building skilled workforce, they are focusing on creating awareness. Like that, other countries, they are doing with respect to these different things. Now, what is the position, or what is the e-mobility status in India? Government of India is actually supporting e-mobility startups. There are so many initiatives by the government of India, but we are not aware about that. If you study the news in 2019, there was a blueprint, notification given by the government of India with respect to 10 million e-mobility jobs. Blueprint is ready for 10 million e-mobility jobs. Government has created a plan to create the specialized workforce, right? And the Niti Ayog, that is, the, what you say, think tank. Niti Ayog is nothing but a think tank of government of India. So that has already, told about a plan of selling only electric vehicles by 2030, right? And the union budget, if you observe union budget, there is a great push for electric vehicles, right? Through the union budgets that we see, previous one, this one, and the past one. So e-mobility in India is getting a huge traction, right? But we need to actually get aware about these things. So how this e-mobility journey in India started? So are you aware about NEMMP? Yeah, if I'm not wrong, it is National Electric Mobility Mission Plan. So it has to be NEMMP. Yes, National Electric Mobility Mission Plan. So are you aware about National Electric Mobility Mission Plan? Anyone who has heard this name?
No, not yet.
So this plan is not plan of 2020 or 2021. ये क्या कहते हैं, बड़ी पुरानी दास्तान है. It is in year 2013-14. In the year 2013-14, where under the mentorship or under the guidance of our honorable Prime Minister, right, the government of India launched a plan called National Electric Mobility Mission Plan 2020. National Electric Mobility Mission Plan. It got launched in year 2013-14 to sell hybrid and electric vehicles, to save the fuel, to reduce the pollution, to create direct, indirect job opportunities. Now, in order to realize this plan of National Electric Mobility Mission, the government of India initiated or rolled out a scheme called FAME India, Faster Adoption and Manufacturing of Hybrid and Electric Vehicles, to encourage adoption of electric vehicles, to support electric two-wheeler, electric three-wheeler, electric four-wheeler, electric buses, to establish charging network, to create direct and indirect job opportunities. And this was launched in two phases. Phase 1 from 2015 to 2019, and phase 2 from 2019 it will lead till 2022. Right. So through this FAME India scheme, the government is offering incentives for electric two-wheeler, three-wheeler, e-rickshaw, four-wheeler, hybrid four-wheeler, electric buses and all. Right. So being an engineering student or of discipline of engineering and technology, we should have awareness about these things and these initiatives by the government of India. Right. And there are industry associations apart from the government initiatives called Society of Manufacturers of Electric Vehicle, Leadership in Energy and Environment Design, Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers. These are the initiatives, by industries, those who are actually working to promote e-mobility in India. So e-mobility or electric vehicle is not a concept that came in 2021 and we started something like that. So it is a very old concept in terms of electrification of mobility or in terms of electric vehicle, right? Any idea, any guess about that? कि सबसे पहला electric vehicle कब वजूद में आया था और when it got manufactured or prototype, first prototype or first model or something? Any idea, any guess? Participants, you are free to post in a chat box. Do make this session interactive so that we all will be able to have a brainstorming session, interaction wala session. But otherwise, I'm speaking, you're saying good, and we are closing the session. That's not what we expect, right? So before we proceed, let me ask you a question before we go for this question of electric vehicles. Have you heard about a soap called Lifebuoy? Lifebuoy के बारे में सुना है, उसका कुछ एडवर्टाइज देखा है आपने? Have you heard or have you seen any such kind of soap? Yes. Yes, Manish Kumar
Yes,
ji.
yes.
Manish Kumar ji, can you tell me the spelling of this soap called Lifebuoy? Anyone would like to comment here in the chat box about the spelling of this soap, Lifebuoy? Yes, Siddharth Mishra, 99.9% germ. Yes. So here Aditya has commented, you can observe the spelling of it, right? So have you thought, what is the concept or what is the thing behind the name, like that Lifebuoy? Is it just like Lifebuoy, B-O-Y boy, or this is spelling that you're writing here? So what is the concept? Have you heard or have you read or have you kind of learned this word apart, or have you seen this word apart from this soap? Boy word, right? So there's a concept that we have learned during 9th class or 10th class. I'm not sure which class it was, right? Buoyancy, exactly. Yes. During the time when we have studied Archimedes principle, याद आ रहा है आपको कुछ Archimedes principle? पानी का बकेट, upthrust. Yes. So like that, we have studied Archimedes principle. At that time, we have studied about upthrust. We have studied about buoyance force or buoyancy, right? So you see, this name Lifebuoy is actually trying to communicate this soap gives buoyancy to your life. आपके जिंदगी को उछाल दे, something like that, right? So you see, there are so many things in and around us. We don't pay attention to. We don't try to learn or absorb or understand what is it about. right? So likewise, believe me, there are so many schemes by the government of India. There are so many initiatives by the government of India in terms of Startup India, Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. So many things are there. Not only in terms of what you say schemes and all, in terms of fellowship, in terms of internship opportunities, in terms of multiple things. But we are not actually exploring, we are not actually understanding and taking a note of it, right? So likewise, yeah, so our discussion was going on with respect to electric vehicles. So electric vehicle, there are so many statistics and data जो हमको बताते हैं कि electric vehicle started, the first prototype was made between year 1830 to 1835. 1830 to 1835, right? So if you see the rock solid data, or the majorly accepted data that is available is of year 1835, where the American scientists developed electric carriage, right? So there are so many data or the information available with respect to exact date, but you can consider between 1830 to 1835, right? And so 1835 was the first time when the electric carriage was built. 1830 1835 was the first time when the electric carriage was built. Just try to imagine, from that time e-mobility evolution has started, right? 1835 to 1965, 1977, 1992, 1995. So many development happened. Hybrid technology came, oil crisis happened that led to the electrification. Toyota introduces its first electric vehicle in Japan in 1992. Hydrogen fuel cell vehicle was launched by Toyota in 1995. Several electric vehicles got launched in Japan in 1996. 1997 was the year where Toyota Prius first generation was introduced. Then 2002 first hydrogen fuel cell vehicle was introduced in Japan and US. Year 2007 to 2011, there were so many adoption of hybrid vehicles. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, like that sales happened for hybrid vehicles. And year 2010 is very, very important in history in terms of entry of Tesla, and the big breakthrough that, and technological advancements that happened, right? So likewise, that evolution happened, and today we see in year 2021 there are electric two-wheeler, electric three-wheeler, electric four-wheeler, electric tractors, electric rickshaw, electric boat, so many things in and around us, right? And these things are there in India. हमारे इंडिया में इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रैक्टर भी है, हमारे इंडिया में इलेक्ट्रिक बोट भी है. How many of you are aware about electric boat in India? What is the name of the boat and where it is? Yes, where is the boat and what is the name? You see, 15 August aa raha hai, 15th August is coming, right? We should, while celebrating independence, we should try to become, excel in whatever discipline, whatever domain we are. We are from academic background, we are from engineering and technology. तो हमें ये चीजें पता होनी चाहिए. We should be aware about the things that are happening in and around us, specifically with respect to engineering and technology, and our beloved country India, right? So हमें पता होना चाहिए, right? In any guess, any idea? Let me check comment box. Yes, Aditya. Mr. Piyush Mishra has commented Aditya. So Aditya is a solar electric boat, solar powered electric boat, right, in India. It is present in Kerala. Yes. And yeah, so you see, it uses 215 kilowatt motor. Actually, you can explore more about what is the powertrain of this electric boat, how it functions and all. And I'm very glad to say I'm connected to the founder of this company, Navalt, that has manufactured this India's very first solar electric boat, probably I think in year 2017. So yeah, so he's a very visionary man with respect to the future plans that are there with respect to electric boat and the waterway, electrification of waterways, I can say. Yes, so yeah, so this is the evolution map with respect to electric vehicle, and now let's have a look at the difference or the differentiation between this electric and gasoline. So when we say about gasoline vehicle, there will be tailpipe emissions. There will be tailpipe emissions will lead to the greenhouse gases and pollution and all those things, right? So with this is first, let's try to understand about gasoline, and then we'll go for electric. So in gasoline, there will be tailpipe emissions. right? There will be greenhouse gases, there will be pollution, right? The second thing, for gasoline, we need to depend on petrol or diesel. Am I right? We need to depend on petrol and diesel. And
Yes.
petrol and diesel, where it comes from? It comes from offshore oil producing countries and nations, right? And how we can recharge or refuel our gasoline vehicle is we have to refuel, we have to fuel what is the petrol or diesel, we have to insert in it, and we'll be able to drive to whatever extent. Whenever the petrol or diesel is getting completed or over, we need to again fill the petrol and diesel. So likewise the gasoline vehicle mechanism functions, and it takes only few minutes or few seconds, I can say, in order to refuel and move the vehicle. But the gasoline vehicle actually cost more in terms of operation. Please note down, I'm not talking about the purchase cost, I'm talking about the operational cost. It actually cost 12 cents per mile, more than 12 cents per mile, right, for a gasoline vehicle. Now let's try to understand about electric vehicle. In electric vehicle, there will be no tailpipe emissions, to no pollution during the operation, right? So an electric vehicle, we need electricity. So electricity, we need to depend on the utility companies, right? There will be no intervention of other countries in terms of electricity, right? But one thing is there, we have to work on the energy storage, because if we again start depending on other countries for lithium ion or for battery or battery cells, this is going to, we are not going to become independent at any point of time. Then always will be dependent on these countries, right? Then with in terms of range, so electric vehicle presently they have limited range. This problem of limited range in terms of electric nomenclature, we call it as range anxiety. Range anxiety, and this problem can be solved by using फास्ट चार्जिंग स्टेशंस, बाय यूजिंग बैटरी स्वैपिंग स्टेशंस. आपको पता है आपके चंडीगढ़ में there is a new initiative by a company for battery swapping station, Delhi, Chandigarh, something. Have you heard about this initiative of battery swapping?
Yes, in Chandigarh. Yes, in Chandigarh.
Yes. So by a company, Solar. No, 1 second. Let me recall the name. What is the name of the company that launched the initiative? Sun Mobility. Sorry, Sun Mobility. Right. Sun Mobility is initiative of this battery swapping station. Right. So yeah. So these are the options like fast charging station or battery swapping stations through which we can eliminate the problem of range anxiety. Now, when we see the operational cost of electric vehicle, it is very, very economical, very, very user friendly. That is only 2 cent per only 2 cent per mile. Whereas for a gasoline vehicle, we need to spend 12 cent per mile. And in electric vehicle, you see there will be no fuel tank, there will be no engine, there will be only motor, controller, battery, charger. That's it. And apart from that, whatever converters, wiring harness are there, that we'll be needing those things. Right. So here is a picture of electric vehicle. You can see here, you can have a look. So here we'll be having a battery pack. Why battery pack is there? Battery pack is nothing but energy storage device. So we are going to store the energy. From where the energy is coming from the grid or from this charge port. Electricity, whatever we are producing from the grid or from power station or powerhouse or power station, we are utilizing that electricity through the charge port. It is coming to the onboard charger. From onboard charger, it will come to the battery. So battery will store that energy, and this stored energy can be given through the controller to the motor. This controller that we are using for motor is also known as power electronic controller, as it is made up of power electronic devices like IGBTs, thyristors, power diodes, and all. Right. So this is what we have. Motor we have. So this motor will be producing power and torque. This power and torque will be transmitted via the transmission system to the drive shaft, and the drive shaft will be moving the wheels, and the wheels will be moving, and that's how the car will be moving. Right. Apart from that, we have thermal system for cooling purpose, DC-DC converter to step down the high voltage of the battery pack to the low voltage like 12 volt. Then auxiliary batteries for auxiliary systems like horn, brake lights, window, power window, and all. This is how all these things works in our electric vehicle. Now let's try to have the electrical system layout where how these things are internally connected. So the battery will be connected to controller for the auxiliary systems here, and emergency switch, inertia switch, key switch will be for the safety purpose. Key switch is for switching on and all the whole system. Inertia switch is for I hope you know about inertia switch during the the inertial moment, and emergency switch is for stopping and starting and stopping the whole system. This is just like a kill switch where we can kill the entire system, right? So yeah, so all right, so let's have a look at the market scenario and opportunities that are there, right? The market scenario and the opportunities that are there. So in terms of market, in terms of global electric vehicle market, the market is divided into the 4 regions: North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, and Lamia. What is Lamia? What is full form of Lamia? Is it looking like some food dish? Lamia, ऐसे कुछ लग रहा है इसका नाम सुन के, ऐसे कुछ? Yes, what is Lamia? Latin America. L for Latin, A for America. What is next then? Lamia. So Latin America, Lamia is nothing but Latin America, Middle East, and Africa. Lamia is nothing but Latin America, Middle East, and Africa. See, when we have completed our history, civics, geography, these subjects in 10th, 12th, it's fine if we forget few things, but at least the map thing we should understand, right? Map thing we should be aware about. So this is geographically we can say that the global EV market, North American, Lamia, Asia Pacific, and Europe, or India comes under the Asia Pacific market. So again, if we divide the market in terms of type of vehicle, so electric vehicle is of basically 3 types. What are the 3 types of electric vehicle? Any idea, any guess? Participant, feel free to respond. Don't hesitate, don't worry whether answer is right, wrong, whatever it is. I'm not going to punish you, or we are not going to cut any marks here, right? Pratik is very polite, so no, nothing to worry.
Yes, yes. Participants, you can post your answer in chat box or just
Yes.
just hand raise. So I give you mic access.
Yeah. So basically, when we talk about electric vehicle can be categorized into 3 types. One is BEV, battery electric vehicle. The second is hybrid electric vehicle, HEV, hybrid electric vehicle. And the third is plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So battery electric vehicle is nothing but where there will be only battery, motor, controller, charger, right? There will be no engine at all. There will be no engine or no fuel tank at all. This is battery electric vehicle, battery, motor, controller, charger. That's it. The second is the hybrid electric vehicle. So hybrid electric vehicle, there will be motor, controller, there will be battery, there will be engine also, right? But here there will be no feasibility or no possibility of charging the battery using any external plug or external charger. That is nothing but hybrid electric vehicle. The third category is plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, where we have battery, motor, controller, plug like external plug-in charger, as well as we have our engine and the fuel tank and other parts, right? So this is plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So again, hybrid electric vehicle. So we have seen the basic 3 categories of electric vehicle. One is BEV, battery electric vehicle. Other is hybrid electric vehicle. Third is plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Hybrid electric vehicle again can be categorized into series hybrid electric vehicle, parallel hybrid electric vehicle, and combined hybrid electric vehicle. It's a very huge discussion with respect to these types. We can have a separate session whenever we feel, whenever it is possible. We'll coordinate with Pratik to have a separate session on these specific types: series, parallel, combine, all those things. We can definitely discuss, brainstorm, and all. So now, in order to move further, let's try to understand 3 categories are there: battery electric vehicle, hybrid electric vehicle, plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So category wise, if you see the projection, so in coming days, in coming time, there will be huge growth for hybrid electric vehicle, battery electric vehicle, and plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Why there will be huge growth for hybrid electric vehicle is hybrid electric vehicle doesn't require any charging station. right? That is where people will be kind of heading towards adoption of these hybrid electric vehicle, right? And meanwhile, as charging infrastructure is getting developed, electric vehicle, battery electric vehicle and plug-in hybrid electric vehicle also will be getting a boost, right? Now in terms of this type of vehicle like two-wheeler, passenger car and commercial vehicle, globally there will be huge growth in passenger cars. लोग इलेक्ट्रिक कार्स को बहुत ज्यादा खरीदेंगे, they will buy electric cars and they will adopt electric cars in passenger electric cars in coming days. This is projection is between 2017 to till 2025. So there will be a growth in passenger cars, commercial vehicles as well as two wheeler. But if we talk about Indian EV industry, Indian EV market, there will be growth of electric two wheeler as well, because हमारे यहाँ पर लोग two wheeler को prefer करते हैं. There are so many two wheelers, right? So in terms of a global EV market, because of the strict norms in terms of emissions like BS6 and all those things, because of the petrol price increment and diesel price increment, and because of so many things, people are heading towards buying electric vehicles. So there will be different categories of these electric vehicle products as well, like electric car, electric loader, electric shuttle, electric scooter. So these different products, they use different motors of different powers, they use different torque, different speed, RPM and all those things will be different. For example, electric car will be somewhere of motor power of 15 to 27 kilowatt. Utility cars or a loader kind of thing will be of nominal power 8 kilowatt and a peak power of around 15 kilowatt. Electric shuttle will be between 4 kilowatt nominal power to peak power of 7 kilowatt. Electric scooter will be of 1.5 kilowatt to 2.5 kilowatt, like that will be there. So if you see the growth of Indian EV market, so you can understand that it is the growth. It is not decline, it is the growth. You see, financial year 2015, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, there is always a growth in terms of electric vehicle adoption. Electric two-wheeler, electric two-wheeler and four-wheeler figures you can see here on my screen, right? So amid this pandemic, right, when we were facing so many challenges, then also electric vehicle sales happened. Many people bought electric vehicles. See, something good inside, something good happened amid this pandemic also. So in terms of you see the electric, I hope you can see here. Electric cars between financial year 2020 and 2021, there was a growth of 110%. You see the good figure in terms of amid this pandemic also, right? So in Indian market, we have electric bicycle, we have electric scooter, we have electric car, we have hybrid car, we have electric rickshaw, we have pickup trucks and multiple other things, right? So as an engineering and technology enthusiast, as engineering students, you should have understanding about, right, what is this electric bicycle, right? Who are the manufacturers who are manufacturing these different electric bicycle? What is the motor power? What is the battery capacity? What is the weight of this vehicle? What is the speed it is giving? What is the torque of the motor? All these things you should have understanding. Then only whether whatever project you are trying to build or whatever competition you are trying to participate or something, you will be able to have a complete understanding about it. So you see there are Electron Cycles, BSA Motor, Sparrow, Hero Electric, Pure EV, Holical. There are different companies those are manufacturing these electric bicycles. Then there are companies those are manufacturing electric motorcycles, scooters and all. Like Ather Energy is there, right? Ather Energy, have you heard this name, Ather Energy?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Ather Energy, you see, so yeah, like that companies are there. Those who are manufacturing their own products, right? They are manufacturing their own products in terms of uh, electric vehicles like electric scooters, electric bikes and all. So many companies are there now. In terms of electric cars, companies are there, those who are manufacturing electric cars, right? So these are complete electric cars. That is nothing but the battery electric vehicle or battery electric car, BEV, battery electric vehicle, right? MG is there, Tata is there, Mahindra is there, right? Then hybrid cars are there. Hybrid cars, you see Toyota is there, right? Toyota is there. Then MG is there, MG Hector, Suzuki Ciaz is there. Like that, BMW i8 is there. These are the different hybrid electric cars, right? Then electric rickshaw, we have Mahindra Electric is there, Ampere Electric, Atul Auto, OK Play, Go Green. There are different companies those who are manufacturing electric rickshaw. Then many electric pickup trucks are also in pilot of different companies like Ashok Leyland, Tata Motors, Mahindra, and all. Mahindra already, they have rolled out a few of their electric loader kind of models, right? These things are there. Then electric boat by a company called Navalt. The name of the boat is Aditya. So it's electric boat also exists in India. Right now, in coming days, as I said, the electric vehicle ecosystem is the need, and the electric vehicle ecosystem is the requirement. Right. So there will be a serious need in terms of understanding of what is this the future perspective, and how as an engineer, as a faculty, as a researcher, or as a technology enthusiast, you can contribute, right? So in coming days, there are so many things that are going to happen, like servicing garages will come for electric vehicle, charging station will come, painting workshops for electric vehicle will come, charging station management companies will come, home charging station, commercial charging station, EV rental, spare parts manufacturing, retrofitting, kits services, battery shop, electric car washing, battery swapping, battery leasing, mobile EV repair services, franchise models, portable charging station, solar charging station, online shops for electric vehicles, battery scrapping, last mile connectivity, finance companies, insurance companies, skill development. All these things will come in coming days. Now, our concern should be how we can contribute, and right. So, as an engineer, you might have seen, right? You can definitely contribute in terms of design development, simulation, product development, research and development, and manufacturing, production, business development, and all those areas where we can contribute, right? So the key takeaway for us in terms of what we say, our today's discussion or our today's webinar will be, right? The first thing is that we need to focus on thinking out of the box, right? And we need to have a mechatronics or a multidisciplinary approach, so that we all will be able to give our best contribution, right? And one thing I would like to say here, unemployment is not a big problem in front of us. Unemployment is not a big problem. Unemployability is a main problem. We don't have employability skills. You see, we have 70 participants here. If I tell you how many of you will be able to design and simulate a lithium ion battery in MATLAB or Simulink with complete understanding, okay, just not doing copy paste, okay, that's with complete understanding. See, we we don't have expertise, right? That is where I'm telling that employability is the main problem rather than unemployment, right? So that is where we need to actually understand, we need to figure out what are the best ways and how we can uh, head towards these kind of initiatives and all. And once again, I would like to thank Chandigarh University, as well as the club, for giving us this opportunity, right? So we are heading towards the where we are going to compare our electric vehicle with a conventional vehicle, and with that we can head towards what you say, the question and answer session. And then if anyone is having any question or point to discuss, we can discuss. So in the last slide that we are able to see here, comparison of an electric vehicle with a conventional vehicle, right? So let's suppose we have two cars. One is Ultima, another is Leaf. So which one is electric car here? Ultima is electric car or Leaf is electric car? These two cars are by Nissan Ultima and Leaf. Yes.
Leaf, I think.
Yes, Leaf is an electric car. Yes. Yes, I'm not able to pronounce your name properly, Joshi. Can you please spell?
It's Moktek. Moktek.
Moktek. Your name is Moktek, or You have renamed your
No.
thing, something like that.
It's my real name, Moktik Joshi. It's a Sanskrit word, sir.
Okay, very nice, very nice, very nice. Yeah. So Moktik, so yeah, so what is your native place, Moktik?
I'm from Ajmer, Rajasthan, actually.
Okay, you're from Ajmer, Rajasthan.
Yes, sir.
Right. So let's suppose from Ajmer to you are planning to move towards Jaipur or Udaipur, somewhere like that, right? Where the distance is more than you can consider around more than 100 miles or more, like more than that something, right? So in that case, you have to go not by walk, not by bike, or not by cycle, something like that. You have to go by car. So in that case, you see you have two vehicles, right? One is Ultima, one is Leap. So let's try to understand the operational economics or operational cost of these two vehicles and the travel of it, right? So here, let's suppose Ultima and Leaf. Ultima and Leaf, there are two cars. Ultima is what you say, a gasoline-based vehicle. Leaf is an electric vehicle. Both the vehicle 100 miles, right? 100 miles. Kilometer is another unit, miles is another unit, right? Just for your clarification. So here we are going to consider the miles unit, right? The dimensional analysis. In this dimensional analysis, we are going to consider this miles, right? So 100 miles we are going to travel both in Ultima and Leaf. If Ultima in for 100 miles, we will be able to buy 7 gallon of fuel. Fuel. 1 gallon of fuel, let's suppose if it is in $3.85, right? He has to spend $14.25 for moving 100 miles in Ultima. Now let's consider Leaf. Okay, in Leaf, Moktik is having 3.3 kilowatt of charger, 3.3 kilowatt charger, AC charger, and he will be needing around 7.27 hours to charge, and 1 unit of electricity is going to cost him 11 cent. So for traveling 100 miles in Leaf, he has to spend $2.64. So you see where is $14.25, where is $2.64. He's able to save a lot of money, right? And in terms of energy usage, people think that when we are charging electric vehicle, it is going to cost us heavily. But it is not like that. It is actually depending on the consumption of units, how many units of electricity getting consumed, and it is actually depending on how many kilowatt hour of battery pack you have, how many whatever it is, it will be charging your leaf, right? Fully is similar to using hours 48 minutes. It is similar to using your clothes dryer for hair dryer for 15 hours 37 minutes, right? And refrigerator for 33 hours 6 minutes, like that. So these are the different comparison to make you understand that electricity cost will be actually depending on the battery capacity, and it is not going to cost us very high in terms of the energy consumption. Now in terms of emissions, you see Ultima and Leaf. So in Ultima, emissions will be there during the petrol, what you say, when we extract the petrol, at a time the emissions will be there. Plus when we are filling the petrol in vehicle in Ultima, and when we are using the vehicle on road, again pollution will happen. So from the fuel production plus from the vehicle operation, pollution will happen. Whereas in Leaf, the pollution will happen only because of the production of electricity, and that also because of coal based power plant. If you switch to renewable energy, this pollution will also go zero. Then completely electric vehicle will become ZEV, zero emission vehicle, right? So that is where we need to understand. We need to understand the comparison of an electric vehicle with a conventional vehicle, right? So with this, I would like to conclude our today's discussion. Participants, if they have any query, any doubt, feel free to interact. Feel free to drop your query in chat box. We would be very happy to respond to answer whatever questions you have. And just for your knowledge and understanding, the question that I asked, distance, derivative of distance in time, speed to acceleration, if we divide by time, or if we take the derivative of acceleration in time domain, we'll be getting a quantity called jerk. Jerk is a vector quantity we will be getting, if we take the derivative of acceleration in time domain. Again, if we take the derivative of jerk in time domain, again there is a quantity called jounce. Like that, things are there. It's up to your understanding how much enthusiasm you are having inside you towards physics or engineering or technology or STEM, right? And apart, other question was that life buoy. I told about that buoyancy also. I don't think so. I have left any question to answer. So yeah, these are the things that we actually wanted to discuss during today's topic of e-mobility in India. Again, I would like to thank all the faculties, coordinators, and the platform for giving us this opportunity for a quick interaction. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your cooperation and coordination.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was really awesome session, and I hope all the students have learned lots of things. Suyash is posting once a question. Yes, Suyash, you can ask your question. I have given you the mic access.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Suyash. Yes, you can ask your
Hello,
question.
hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
Suyash. Yes,
I am
Suyash.
audible?
Please. Yes, you're audible. You're
सर
audible.
कोई कोर्स है क्या? हम हमारे एकेडमिक कोर्स कोई कर सकते हैं क्या इसमें?
सुयश, आपका वॉइस थोड़ा सा ब्रेक हो रहा है. आई एम नॉट एबल टू गेट योर वॉइस क्लियरली.
Sir, he is asking for a course.
Yes, courses are there, Suyash. Courses are there, and I will share a link of a course that we are hosting on our own platform, Skillshark.online. The instructor is from Oxford Brookes, engineer from Oxford Brookes University, UK, right? Mr. Saidat Ramesh. I will send the link of the course so that you can, get a understanding. If you are interested, you can definitely enroll. But my suggestion is that, with respect to courses and all, you can categorize your knowledge in terms of two aspects. One is concept based knowledge, another is practical based or project based knowledge. So concept based knowledge, you can definitely enroll for this course. I will send you the link. Right, you can definitely get a very good understanding through that course, right? But I will suggest you to get enroll yourself or get involve yourself into the project based learning activities, so that you're making any project or you're working on any project or something like that, you'll be able to learn so many aspects of the electric vehicles, right? It might be electric bicycle, electric bike, electric car, electric boat, electric tractor. सी आप तो चंडीगढ़ पंजाब में हैं, तो ट्रैक्टर विक्टर तो आप बना सकते हैं आराम से. You can make some crazy project, and people will be happy to recognize your efforts also. So for concept based learning, definitely you can enroll for course. I will share you the link as well now, so that you can definitely explore and go through it. Apart from that, as I was telling, there are so many good things, right? But our students and the student community, the community is not aware about the things that happens in and around us. So we have introduced something called Skillshark membership as well. Any one of you interested, you can explore that option as well. We'll be posting about that link as well. Let me first post the link of this EV course that Suyash was asking. Yeah, apart from that, any other questions, Suyash, in terms of whatever discussion we had, or any anything you would like to ask about the
Yes, I have.
so which stream of engineering you are studying, Suyash?
is in electrical.
Which stream of engineering you are studying, Suyash?
Electric.
Electrical engineering. Nice, nice, nice. So for electrical and electronics engineers for electrical department, there is a very, very bright future in terms of electric vehicles. Very bright future in terms of electric vehicle. So yeah, so keep innovating, keep doing. And
Sir,
if you have any question, yes, please.
sir, now we would like to welcome Himani Goel, ma'am, our HOD, for presenting for giving vote of thanks to you. Himani, ma'am, are you
Sure,
here?
sure, sure.
I'm there. Am I audible?
Ma'am, your
Am
voice
I
is bit
yeah,
low.
am I audible to you?
Ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, thank you for joining us. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, right now you are not audible.
Hello.
I think ma'am is facing some network related issues.
Okay, no worry.
Hello, ma'am. So until the time ma'am reconnects,
Okay, okay,
I would like to present a token of appreciation.
okay.
Pratik bhaiya, is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible now.
Sir, it was indeed a wonderful session. And on behalf of IEEE Chandigarh University Student Branch and Photonic Society Student Branch, we would like to present a token of appreciation for this wonderful and insightful session. Sir, I hope you liked it. And really, we enjoyed this session and we learned a lot. Like it was an interactive session.
Yes, yes. On behalf of IEEE Photonic Society and Chandigarh University, I extend to thanks to you, sir, to attend the session. And it's a great webinar to us to present knowledge and encouraging encouraging
Students.
your words. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session.
Yes, sir. This is the really great session. So thanks from
Sir, are you
me. Hello, I am audible.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Yes, so, sir, a great thank from me. So thank you so much for this great session.
Pratik bhaiya.
Yes.
I'm stopping my.
Yes, thank you, Pratik. Thank you, Atul. Thank you, Moktik, and all the coordinators and participants for joining us today and for your patience, cooperation, and coordination.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, thank you.
Are we having any question?
Right now, we don't have any question.
Yeah, I have posted my LinkedIn profile link. Participants at any point of time, even after the webinar also, if you feel any, any question or anything to discuss, or if you need any support or input from our end, feel free to connect. Apart from that, I have shared our YouTube channel link where you can see multiple projects done by students in terms of electric mobility, like wireless charging, in terms of autonomous vehicle, electric ambassador. Our students during the 6 days program, we have converted existing diesel ambassador into electric. So like that, massive and very crazy unique projects we have done. So you can explore about those things. And apart from that, I have posted the course link that Suyash was asking, and our membership link as well. Anyone interested, they can explore. So yeah,
Okay.
certificates definitely will be available. The team will be coordinating with you further for the certificates. Have patience. Definitely आपको certificate मिलेगा, and you'll be able to have it. Yeah.
So I think now we can end our
Just
session.
wait, just wait.
Once again, thanks a lot for joining
Sir,
us.
just wait. One question I seen there in chat box. Can you suggest some platform or government organization where we could contribute towards this EV ecosystem? So, sir, can you answer this?
Yes. So what sort of contribution you would like to make? If you give a gist of it, whoever the participant who has asked, because in contribution, I will tell you can contribute in research and development, and you can contribute in prototyping, you can contribute in manufacturing, battery development, multiple things are there. So for that, you can definitely let me know, so that I will be able to kind of tell you. Apart from that, the government platform that I told you, see, the Niti Aayog is a think tank of government of India. They do invite applications for impact makers, as well as being a change maker, contributing to the government platform by giving your ideas and implementations and all. And there are so many fellowships by ISRO, by multiple platforms, right? You can definitely contribute towards with your ideas wherever possible.
Yes, one more idea I have, that the wireless power transfer for the electrical vehicles. Like we have to charging station, wireless power. We need to need not to plug out or plug in charging vehicles. So we can transfer the power in a wireless mode. So is that possible?
Yes.
Inductive
It is
charging,
poss-
like inductive charging.
yes, it is possible. And I'm very glad to say we have already implemented it for our electric two-wheeler and our electric car.
Yes.
Yes. I will, one second.
Yes, can you share these things with me in my inductive charging?
Sure. Are you able to see here?
Till now not. Yes, now visible.
Are you
Now
able
visible.
to see here?
Yes.
Yes, that's visible.
Yes. So this is wireless charging system for electric bicycle. So here you have to just keep the bicycle near to the the transmitter coil. Okay, automatically it will get charged. Yeah. So like these things are there. Apart from this, there are so many other wonderful projects. This is smart and hybrid energy generation system, and this is Android control EV platform. You see here, I've shared this link so that whenever you find time, you can definitely go through these different. You see, using a mobile app that also is developed by students. They are able to control this a four-wheeled electric platform. Then we have amazing kids. We have amazing kids with us in Skillshare community. You see, 8-year-old girl who is running her own startup. 10-year-old boy, like that. So many people are there. 14-year old, like people, those who are giving their contribution towards ecosystem development. You can definitely explore. We would be happy to give any inputs if possible.
Yes. Thank you so much for wonderful session and the wonderful uh, knowledge for giving us.
Thank you, Pratik. Pleasure is all ours. Yeah.
Yes, so now we would like to end our session. So I hope everyone have cleared their doubt. If still you have any doubt, you can
You can post your
send it in chat box.
also posted LinkedIn account.
Yeah, you can message sir on his LinkedIn account. He has shared it in chat box. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We were really glad to have you all, and we really hope that this session may added a great, valuable knowledge in your skill set. So thank you guys. Now you all can leave. And